Hi everybody, Debbie here with Central Florida Weather Vlogs. I have been gone for 2 years since Hurricane Irma. I think I might have vlogged a tropical storm that I never uploaded. I can't remember. I don't know what's on my vlog now, but it's been 2 years. And here we are waiting for Dorian. I live in Lake County, Florida, and just thought I would do a little ramble here and talk about what is going on. So last Tuesday was when we heard that Dorian was turning from a tropical storm to a hurricane. And Wednesday morning was when I began my preparations. The reason why I did wasn't because anybody told me to. It was because it's a Cape Verde tropical storm, and Cape Verde hurricanes form at the Cape Verde area of Africa, and as they travel across, they hit warm waters as they get closer to Florida, and they usually do turn into hurricanes unless a high pressure system pulls them up into out to sea, which the next storm that's coming after Dorian is heading up into the sea because of where the high pressure areas are located. So I just want to update. I have taken several videos over the last few days about our shopping trips and preparation and so forth. I'm not sure if I'll upload those or not, but I thought it would be prudent to just document what's going on right now. At this moment, Hurricane Dorian is the largest hurricane to hit this area since Hurricane Allen in 1935. The winds are peaking at 190 with a 180 sustained, and predicted to have more than 200 sustained winds after it gets into warmer waters, making the turn from the Bahamas. Dorian was expected to hit anywhere the cone of uncertainty, which is the cone that the National Weather Service or the National Hurricane Center shows where where the eye of the hurricane can pass through, had shown exactly the whole state except for the Florida Keys 3 days ago, and there was no place to evacuate. The cone is now showing the south central east portion of Florida, which is encompassing the coastline from I think up to Cape Canaveral down to Palm Beach. And it's showing, not on today's cone for us, but 2 days from now, the forecast for the cone to include my county. The hurricane models from 5 different agencies are showing mostly an agreement that Hurricane Dorian will be about somewhere between 10 and 40 miles offshore. But nobody has ever seen a storm this big fight a high pressure system as small as the high pressure system that is currently holding Dorian from going north at this point. And so we know what is most likely to happen, which was what also predicted for Hurricane Irma 2 years ago in 2017. But what we don't know is what Dorian is going to do. And Irma did not do what was predicted. Irma went up through the middle of the state, and most forecasters were not divulging what Irma was going to do. So we don't know what Dorian is going to do, and we don't know whether it's a divulge problem or if it's a we don't know problem. And there are some that say they knew during Irma, and some that said nobody knew. So I'm going to leave it at that. But there are plenty of people who have been through these before that think that Dorian is going to pull another Irma, and our government agencies are telling us to prepare for that. If Dorian hits the United States, it will be more devastating than Hurricane Michael, which was a level 5 last year, October 6th, I believe it was, that hit Mexico Beach. if Dorian does not hit land here, we will still have hurricane force winds all up the Florida coast. And just like Matthew, we will have destruction up from probably a bit up north of Fort Lauderdale up through the whole rest of the East Coast. We are in a warning for tropical force winds in the county where I live. And let's see. Dorian is expected to hit and make landfall somewhere in northern South Carolina or southern North Carolina. If the models hold true, the average mean models hold true, that would be the case. If the outlier models hold true, then Dorian could cross the state of Florida. I could hit Jacksonville. There's just no saying what the storm will do. Let's see, to prepare, our family has put ice in our freezers to keep our refrigerators cool, since our generator has not arrived yet, that we ordered back last Thursday from Amazon, and we don't expect it now until next Thursday. We have 3 weeks worth of food at least. We have all of our gas tanks are filled up. We started running out of gas in our city on Thursday, but eventually the gas trucks do make it in, and then they run out again, and then they make it in, and then they run out again. So it's hit and miss on gas. We're trying not to drive around very much because we don't want to run our gas tanks down. We might go to Disney tomorrow, but that all depends because the governor just released all of the tolls for the toll roads for the evacuees on the coast. So if there's a lot of evacuee traffic, then we'll just stay home. We don't want to add to the congestion or the stress, nor do we want to get stranded in evacuee traffic. I think the worst thing about this whole storm is what is happening in the Bahamas right now. I'm sorry. We're listening to streamed radio here at home, and they're scared over there. The officials are scared, and they've never been through anything like this before. So we're praying and fasting for them, as are many, many people, praying people and fasting people, not just of my faith. So we hope that this doesn't happen to anybody else, and I think that's all I have to report for right now. Oh no, I'm at a loss for words right now. Sorry about that. This is the fourth summer and the fourth major hurricane that I've been through. And while the prep gets easier, sometimes you just wonder if you want to go through it again. And I've never really suffered personally through these, but I've seen a lot of suffering. So anyway, by the time I post this and people start to see it, we will already know the end of the story. So I won't ask anybody to pray because the prayers will have already been said and answered one way or another. But I just wanted to, I know maybe a few people will see this, but I'm not expecting many to see this until after the storms are over. You can already hear our wind. It'll be a couple of days, but it definitely feels like it's coming. I mean, because where I live, we never get wind unless a storm is coming. It's usually pretty calm around here, and this feels very, very familiar to Hurricanes Matthew and Irma. Anyway, this helps people to know. The reason why I started this vlog back in 2016 was because my husband had been recruited by Verizon to work in Lake Mary, and so we moved from Iowa and came down here. And my biggest concern about moving to Florida was was the hurricanes. I remember seeing the footage of Hurricane Andrew, which from what the locals are telling us, this is very eerily a lot like Hurricane Andrew. And so I had remembered all of that footage, and so I wanted to see how does the Central Florida area handle hurricanes. And so I looked online, and there were a few good souls. I'm not saying you're not good if you don't post things on YouTube. I'm just saying there were some good souls that I was grateful for that posted some of the footage from Hurricane Charlie that were from Lake Mary. And when Hurricane Matthew was predicted to come through, I decided to document what it was like to live in Central Florida when, at the time, Hurricane Matthew was supposed to be the biggest to ever hit the area. And so I thought I would document that, and that started the Central Florida weather vlogs. And so this continues, and it will depend on how busy I get, whether I'll be, or if we even see anything where I'm at, whether I'll be posting more on Dorian. But anyway, I just thought I would put this here and be able to go back and remember from this vlog what we went through, and hopefully it will be of interest and help to anybody who's relocating to the area where Mickey Mouse is the boss. And hopefully Mickey Mouse can be the boss man over Dorian and get him out of here before he causes us any trouble. So take care, everyone, and we'll see you on the next post.